Just shooting a YouTube video. Guys, I just noticed as I was editing this video that I forgot to say my intro. God, I'm sorry. My videos cannot go without my intro. Boom! Cześć ludzie! What's up people? Hola, Vigos Dad here. Welcome to another episode. Today I'm gonna tell you 5 things you won't believe about mixed relationships, even if you're in one. So, what is it about being with someone from a completely different background than yours that makes it so appealing? Seriously. It can be more work, people are always asking things. How do you deal with this? How can you eat that? You might even need Google Translator to be the third wheel on your relationship. The truth is, the people in mixed relationships will tell you that the excitement lies in the unknown, in the unexpected. When you're with a person from another culture, you're constantly finding out new things about yourself, about them, about their relationship. And today I want to tell you a few of those things that you probably won't believe because they're not obvious. Number 1, they don't really understand 100% what they say, and that is a good thing. In a mixed relationship, you will probably find 2 people that won't natively speak the same language. A Japanese person dating a Brazilian, or a Dominican dating a Pole. Maybe they won't share the same native tongue, but they will be able to communicate in some sort of neutral common language. Something like English or Spanish, or at least one of them will be able to speak the other one's language. Everyone that has been on a mixed relationship will always tell you that it doesn't matter how fluent you are on a foreign language, it feels like there's always something missing when you're not speaking your native tongue. Even if your vocabulary is vast, there are other things that are extremely important and necessary to communicate properly. Things like common expressions, words with double meaning, and even tone of voice. So it's almost certain that if you start dating someone from another country, another culture, and they speak a different language, you probably won't be understanding them 100%. The point might get across, but the message is not being delivered in the exact same way that it was being sent, if you know what I mean. And this is probably a good thing. You learn to understand the essence. You learn to extract the most important parts of a conversation and not get sidetracked by all the fluff surrounding the conversation. I do believe that it makes you a better communicator. Try sitting with your in-laws with whom you don't share a language and have what it seems to be a connection, using everything around you to communicate. Draw little hieroglyphics. Try using all your body parts to say what you want to say. Number 2, family rejection is higher, but I don't really give a fuck. It's a fact that one of the main factors for mixed couples to succeed is family support. And it's also easy to understand why so many parents are a little doubtful when their kids are dating people from another culture altogether. I'm not saying I agree with said parents, but I understand them. They cannot micro-read the new person's behavior. They don't understand exactly what is happening with their body language. Why are they hugging so much? Why aren't they hugging enough? They are too forward and it feels disrespectful. Why are they so serious and rude? And oh boy, will these family members have an opinion. They will drill your brain, telling you all the time why you will not make it on this relationship because you're both so different. And sometimes those things can even get to your head and make you feel that the relationship is not worth the effort. But wait, stop. You see, it's all about the psychology of the personality. The people that are interested in what is different, what is new, all those people share similar traits. They tend to be more cunning. They tend to be more natural explorers. They tend to be more of a dreamer. Sometimes they tend to be more naive. And this is not my car. Obviously not. And with this comes another treat. Doesn't matter how many times your family members are yabbing about it. You know what? You just don't give a fuck. And of course, deep inside, it hurts. You would love for everything to be perfect, but you're not just gonna sit there and let everyone else dictate how you're gonna live your life and who you wanna spend the rest of it with. Okay, number 3, holidays will never be the same. Have you noticed how every culture has customs, even when they go on holidays? For example, Dominicans love to wear franelas. Poles are well known for wearing socks with sandals. Brits are always a little bit too drunk, and Americans are always a little bit too loud. And many of these things seem to fly under the radar when you're dating someone from your same nationality. It's just something that you guys do. But when you're in a mixed relationship, that person's customs will all of a sudden be a shock to you. I will never forget my wife's face when she spent her first Christmas in Dominican Republic. I'm quite sure obvious things like lack of cold weather, lack of snow, those things were probably a little bit of a shock. But the biggest one of them all was actually the girls dancing on TV wearing very provocative Christmas themed clothes and moving their bodies with some sort of movements that maybe you should only do behind closed doors. In my case, for example, the first times that I went on holidays while being in my mixed relationship and being on a schedule, even while on holidays, that was quite weird to me because in my country, when you're on holidays, you go, you have fun, you wake up whenever you want, you eat whenever you want. If you miss breakfast, fine, there's lunch. But each culture is a little bit different. And I gotta say, none are really right or wrong. They're just different. The same way as you're probably thinking that your holidays will never be the same again. Number 4, your identity is shaken, and probably for the better. Who are you? Have you asked yourself that question? What makes you you? I'm sure you can come up with a long list of things that are unique to you as a person, but there are many other things that have a direct impact on who you are and your persona that have a direct link to your culture. For example, am I still me if I don't like bachata? Just because Dominicans love bachata? Yeah, probably, I'm still me. But am I still me if I stop being an overjoyous Latino? Do you see how the word joyous and Latino go hand in hand? When you venture into a new relationship with a person from a completely different cultural background, all of a sudden you start acquiring new things and dropping some other things that used to define you. For instance, Dominicans are terrible with time. The way people see it is the whole country is running late. It's such a strong custom that we have even adopted it as part of our identity. Dominicans are late. Whenever I had any special event, any gatherings with friends, I was always the one running late. Then I started dating a person who was always on time. Her own cultural identity was opposite to mine, where being on time is not only expected, but it's demanded. It's respectful. At the beginning, I had a hard time because, to be honest with you, it's like, but I gotta admit, I am so much better now because I am able to be on time and respect people's effort a lot better. And now when I go to my country, I am the one that is usually pressuring people with a clock and I'm saying, hey, viejo, salite. Yo estoy aquí esperándote ya. Tengo 5 minutos aquí, ¿qué es lo que pasa? In this case, my identity was shaken, but it was for the better. And number 5, you're always working a little. There's always a little bit of tension on that road. And when I mean with tension, it's not as in stress. I'm talking you're dating someone different. You're exploring a different world. So you're no longer on autopilot anymore. From the way you communicate, the food that you eat, the places that you visit, the way that you're being treated just by being with another person that comes from another background completely different to yours. Your mind will always be on standby, no longer autopilot anymore. There's always a little bit of tension on that road. But human beings adapt to everything, so your new relationship will become your new normal. And then you will say, well, I'm kind of on autopilot, I got this, I know how it works. But then you know what happens? Then you switch back to your old life, your old friends, family members, and then things feel different then too. It's like it's not how it used to be. And I don't mean this in a bad way. I just mean that it's just not the same. When you go on holidays with your parents, even if it's by yourself or you go on holidays with your sister and her family, you're like, I guess this is how we used to do it. This is how I used to do things, but it feels a little bit weird because you're not used to that anymore. So once again, you are always working a little. Boom! That's all, guys. That's the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below, what is your experience with things like this? Are you in a mixed relationship? Do these things make sense to you? Or are they just like, nah, I don't think that happens to me? But to be honest, I don't want to say you're lying, but anyways, guys, see you on the next video. And don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and you know what? Share it with a person or two. Adios.